Today I'm going to walk you through how to create a support comparison study in the eTrials platform. So once you log in, you'll see your My Experiments page, and you'll just click on the Add New Study. Select the Support Comparison Study. Once you've created your new study, you will now see that you are on the Overview page, and this is where you can name your study, and you can write your research question, um, and from there you can move on to the conditions page. This is where you can select the conditions of your study. So I'm just going to have hints and explanations. You can write a description if you'd like. You can also add more conditions if you'd like. We can have up to 20 conditions per study. And then you can either add a problem set by ID. So if you've created a problem set, a custom problem set within our 1.0 builder, you can come here and add that problem set ID in this box. Or you can browse by problem sets. So you can come here and you can search if there's a specific kind of topic. If you're looking for fractions, you can search here for that. You can also scroll over to see the number of students that have completed that problem set in the previous months. So if you want to make sure that your study is going to be deployed in a specific month, then you can use this data to help you decide which problem set to use. You can also come here and you can filter by curriculum, by grade, and then also by skill. So if you know the standard Common Core standard, you can come here and review that as well. And then also one of the things is that when our problem sets have been utilized in another study, they can only be utilized in a study, one study at a time. So you can also select this show only available. So see how that one grayed out study or problem set is no longer there. That just helps you be able to just see and choose from problem sets that are available for a study. So from there, you can also view the problem sets and the problems. One thing I do want to point out is that we have an open response count here, so that problem type does not allow supports to be written for it. So you might want to make sure that you're choosing a problem set that has a low or no number of open response problems. So I'll use this for all conditions. You can have multiple problem sets. So you can come in and then add another. You can also see that your filters stay. So when you select a different problem set and then move back to the conditions page, your filters are still there. If you go to the selected problems tab, then you'll be able to review your problems here as well and decide, whether you want to delete them, or at the very bottom you can add more problem sets. Again, by ID if you've built custom problem sets, or if you just know a problem set ID that you want to use, or by browse all problem sets. So next we'll go to the build page. So this is where you actually build your supports. So for hints, you can build a set of hints. So here you can have multiples. So you can also add in images. So I'm going to drag and drop here. And you can resize them here, or once you get it into the problem or the editor, you can then resize there as well. I'm going to add a couple more hints. You don't have to write this, but I'm just putting in some text here so you can kind of see how the text and the images work together. So see here, I want to make sure that I have a break. We also do allow GIFs. Also, images and GIFs, we have a maximum of 1 megabyte, so anything underneath that we can have. And so I'm just going to add my last hint with also an image. And this one's much smaller, so I'm going to just make it a little bit bigger. You'll see here that it has the show answer underneath. So that is because in the assessment's student experience, once a student has exhausted all of the hints in a hint set, we do have a show answer button that shows the answer to the student. They do have to put in a correct answer before they can move on to the next problem. And we do not suggest putting the answer in the hints because we have this show answer button. And now I'll come over here to explanations and I'll add an explanation. You only get one explanation, so you can come here and write out the whole explanation of and also give the answer. So there is no show answer underneath because the explanation should have the answer in it. And then save. Once your hints have saved, you will also see in this nav bar on the left-hand side that it has been updated. Um, and you can kind of go through and add as many as you like. Now you see that there is one here that's already checked off, and that's because that's an open response problem. So you cannot add any supports here, but it does show that it has been filled out. So if you're looking to fill out all of the problems with supports, it will already be checked off for you. Next, you go to the deploy page, and this just kind of makes you review, your study name, your research question, and then also you can preview as a student, so you can choose which condition and which problem set you want to view. I'm just going to go here, and so this is our student experience. This is how a student will interact with your supports. So you can see here how these images are all different sizes. So if I wanted to deploy this study, I might go back and make sure that they are more aligned in size. And then you can just exit out. Again, explanations you can preview. And you'll see here it has a show explanation button. And I'm just going to exit out of that as well. And then once you've selected everything, you will just submit for deployment. Once you've submitted for deployment, you cannot edit any of the supports you've built, but you can come to this convert to draft and select that, and then you'll be able to edit those supports or build more if you'd like. All right, thank you.